in my case.
I do agree though that there has to be a bonding within that school, and especially probably more so with the FMA than a lot of schools because of how the FMA came here
Yeah,
to
the
the
history
U.S.
behind it. Yeah.
You know, because when we look at Senior Grandmaster Leo Haran, Angel Cabalas, these were guys that were working in the fields
Right.
and training in the backyard within the community. Everything everything was family, and
Yeah.
and it stayed that way, and and I think it's good that we stay that way. Maybe that's not a great thing to say, but I
No,
think
no, I
because
agree with you
I
wholeheartedly.
think well, you know, a lot of the FMA really didn't pop out until the mid '90s.
Correct. That is true.
You know, early '90s. Then people started actually seeing what the FMA. But yet, when we look back, it's been around for years.
Yeah.
But look how much of it stayed
Still,
secretive
Yeah.
and very closed mouth or word of mouth. There was no internet.
And even with us, the Bladed Mountain, we kept small for a reason.
Mm-hmm.
We didn't want to grow and become this conglomerate school of blah blah blah. And we're just
You have lofty aspirations if you're thinking it would become a
Well, I think we all have.
Yeah,
I mean,
but
no.
it never- it was
I
that-
think we all have
Yeah, but that-
aspirations
yeah,
that,
yeah.
man, we would love to have.
Well, no,
have this.
in me and Danny's case, it's not. We've always said we want to keep a small school.
Mm-hmm.
We've said once somebody leaves, we'll let somebody come in and take their place. But we never said that. Oh, let's keep growing and growing.
Yeah, we just.
I think that just scares the hell out of me to have.
Well,
that.
it's kind of funny because, like, how many of your students had another prior martial art background?
Yeah, a lot of our students don't. That's the thing. He never had any. Risa never had any. Yeah.
Marco, Polsky.
Yeah, all of our students have never had actual. The ones who did come in with something left maybe like a month or two later because they couldn't.
They were searching.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Definitely.
Yeah. Well, it's hard to let go of what you're grounded with. What you start off with.
Yeah.
And see things differently.
And Grandmaster Haran told me the same thing. He goes, you got a lot stuffed up on top. You're going to have to dump some of that aside so you don't end up bleeding it and
contradicting yourself.
And contradicting yourself.
Yeah.
And so I had to put like this knowledge into this box and just kind of put it in storage for a little bit so I can absorb this. And then there was a few times we'd get going and Jim would stop and go, I don't know that style.
You can see something
Busted!
change.
That's
funny.
That's not what we're
and he's the kind of guy that could actually see different things.
Yeah.
He would know.
So gosh, I've been with GM Haran now almost 6-7 years, and I'm honored to make it as where I have.
That's beautiful. You've come a long way.
Yeah,
I'm proud of you.
Well, you should have seen the first time he said. First time he told me, he goes, "Hey, you got to do a seminar," and I'm like, "Huh?" Yeah, man, you got to do a seminar. And we were at the beach seminar.
Oh,
yeah, we were at the beach seminar, and then he got me good too, because Grandmaster Rick Magdalene comes up and goes, "Hey, man, you're gonna go out there and teach your section," and I'm like, "Okay, what the heck am I gonna teach you?"
Yeah.
In 5 minutes.
I mean, it was like I run over to GM. What am I gonna do? And he goes, "Yeah, I told him to ask it." It's like,
you fucker, asshole. That's funny.
Goes, yeah, I got to see how you do under pressure.
His face.
Oh, yeah. Goes,
Yeah,
see how you do under pressure. Okay.
Did he have that stern look on his face, like?
Yeah. Of course, I get out there and I do a thing. And GM goes, "You stole what I was going to do," and I go, "Hey, you said do something."
Do something.
They just found it. That's funny.
Yeah.
Where are you going to be 5 years from now? Are you doing anything up in Oregon?
Yeah. I'm doing the Haran system up in Oregon.
Wow, nice.
Yeah, right now I'm doing it the old school way. I got a really nice park that I train out of. I got about about 5 students right now, and it works out great. Of course, winter's coming,
Yeah.
so there's been a few times like we're out there training at 37 degrees in the morning, and
I'm not going to your school.
yeah. But they're
the
good.
summer.
They're dedicated.
the
I'm real proud of
Maybe
them.
spring.
I'm
show up.
really.
Yeah.
I'm finding some really good people. The interest is there. Not a lot of FMA schools up in Oregon.
Well, that's
and
that's
of
going to
course,
help you.
Yeah, definitely.
yeah. But because with all the COVID, everything, it's really now it's hard to really find a brick and mortar school anywhere. And for those,
and if you did find, you can't even open it anyway.
Yeah,
right,
so you're not
right,
allowed to, so.
yeah. So I just I do it out in a beautiful open park over in Tualatin. Yeah, we got the rivers right by us. It's really it's
serene.
Yeah, it's sweet. It's a really nice area.
I think we're gonna have to go visit.
We might, yeah. Well, you
guys
bring a mask. It keeps your face warm anyway.
Yeah. Well, and that's the funny part, because like we don't make masks. How do I say it? Masks. You wear a mask, but you're not wearing it because of COVID. You're wearing it because it's flipping cold outside.
Exactly.
So it isn't like you're coming into class going, "Oh, I got to wear a mask." It's like, "No, man, I want this mask because that's the only thing."
Can you imagine six people and a giant bear walking with like ski masks on, with weapons in their hand?
Well, it's.
I'm sure you get.
I've had a few of the PD guys. I had a few of the. Well, Oregon's cool. Oregon's cool on some things like collapsible batons,
right?
Yeah.
Or legal up there.
Oh yeah,
wow.
Yeah, for civilians.
What?
Yeah, so you can carry NAF. It's Oregon, so like here, if I wore my knife on my side, everybody's going, up there, everyone goes, "Hey man, what's up?"
It's
it's legal though, but
it's legal. It's legal,
still,
and it's not
frowned upon.
it's not like out of the ordinary thing to see,
right?
So there's some good aspects up there, especially the people in the neighborhood that I'm training at. They're funny. They when I first started teaching there, I just kind of like picked this park out of the blue, and I said, I kind of like went there and I go,
nice.
I like this park. I went to a couple others. I don't like this park. I went to that park. I like this park. Really good vibe. And started training there. Now I get the locals. Hey man, what's going on? And
that's cool.
And it's funny
he
because
sticks out.
every now and then, every now and then they'll bring their kids. The kids will come by and they're over like in the sand pit mimicking us.
Wow.
So I got some
they pick up a twig.
Yeah. Oh yeah, they're like breaking branches off the tree, and
I can do that.
And this one gal, she had like 6 kids there, and I happened to turn around. I'm working with my students. I turn around and I see these kids. They all got like broken twigs, and they're like beating each other. And I just kind of
bad influence.
I just kind of went like this.
Oh, that's not good.
And so I go, hey, stop the class. And I go, hey, ma'am, is it okay if I help out here a little bit? And she goes, yeah. So I took the kids and I said, okay, what I want you to do is you swing like you were swinging. Now you block that way. And then the next thing you know, I kind of had like a little mini,
little side class.
But the reception and everything I get from the people in the neighborhood is just real awesome.
So
and it's really doing a great thing promoting the FMA too.
Yeah. And then, like you said, it's promoting it in the way that you like the FMA has taken it. It's family oriented.
Yeah.
It's a small group of people outside, and people are just, oh, that looks cool. Hey, my kid wants to do it. Hey, you want to teach him something? That's awesome.
That's pretty
That is
funny.
so cool.
Wow. You would have never thought that was going to happen, right? It was like, what? This is.
I wouldn't. Well,
is that a surprise to you?
Well, it's real weird because it isn't something like I set out, oh, hey, this is going to be my goal. It's kind of like these opportunities pop up, and I see it, and I try and work off that, And when I see, and especially when I see young kids get motivated by what we're doing and what they see us, I don't want them to lose that motivation, and I don't really want mom and I don't want mom dead. No.
Right.
And this is what I'm saying. It's a real cool relationship I'm getting with some of the people in the neighborhood.
Wow, that's cool.
And especially like when because I asked their permission if it's okay, and then they see how I work with the kids, and then they go, that's a good man to have in this park because bad people ain't gonna come in this park with
Right.
you know. Even the park superintendent that comes around, she's always coming by saying hi to us, and you guys are always welcome. Even the local PD have come by.
That's cool.
And so got a really good thing going. And
You're building something, whether you know it or not.
Yeah, and I'm hoping to keep it going.
That's awesome.
That's my goal.
I like that.
That's so cool.
We're gonna have to put like a big star on this thing. So,
Yeah.
kid friendly giant bear.
Take a big picture of him going.
You know.
If have you noticed because this has come up in a couple of times in a couple of our conversations with other people. In one sense, they're saying that the martial arts world is getting smaller.
Yeah.
But when we talked to Malia, she says no. For the women though, it's getting bigger.
You know what? I have to agree with her because I'm actually seeing more women at seminars, and I would have to say at seminars, not so much like we've had a couple gals in our class, and while I would like to see more, it's hard. Yeah. But when I've gone to some of these seminars, and I'm amazed of how many women I'm seeing in there, and that's a good thing.
Yeah,
that's a good thing. And I don't think it's really getting smaller. I think there's just so much out there for people to choose from, and people don't really know what they want yet.
Right, with MMA coming about, a lot of them going to that,
that's the biggest. That's the biggest thing is the MMA.
Yeah.
Because everyone either thinks that they're going to be the next Conor McGregor or whatever.
What do you think about him, by the way, McGregor?
He's a great showman.
Exactly.
He's a great showman.
Yeah,
he knows how to capitalize. Yeah. He knows how to push your button, and whether you like him or dislike him, you'll pay that money.
To go watch
you're either going to be on the side,
him?
I want to see him win,
right.
Or you're going to say, I hope and you're going to pay that money to say you lost. He is a great showman.
Right.
He knows how to pump the crowd. And he knows how to play on emotions. Whether you like him or you don't like him, you can't take that away from him. No. He knows how to do it.
He's like Mayweather.
Yeah.
Well, look at Muhammad Ali, man. Yeah. There's another, great, super great boxer. Right. But when you look at all the boxers back in that time,
he got in your head real fast.
He got in your head, and he was great at what he did. Mm-hmm. So here's a man that had the skill to back up everything
that he said.
And he had the smarts that how to get you sucked in to where you wanted to pay.
Yeah.
You wanted to see that fight. You got to love that.
Yeah. There's not that many boxers nowadays that can even do that to that level. No, I haven't seen that many. I hardly even watch boxing anymore because there's nothing there.
I only watch boxing if it's Manny.
Well, that's what I'm saying though. The last fight that I watched was Tyson against Roy Jones.
Yeah.
And that was hysterically stupid.
Yeah. But
it was so laughable.
Someone wrote something up. Somebody wrote something up, and being a guy in his 50s, I actually totally get where Tyson was coming from. And it wasn't about the fight. It wasn't about the money. It wasn't about him trying to. It was, do I still have it? And this is what makes my heart go beep.
And let me correct myself because
I read that same one.
I liked what Mike Tyson did, but when you look at the other guy, Roy Jones, I felt bad for this guy. He was winded after the second round. His gut was shot. I mean, here it is. You have Mike Tyson, who spent a whole year to lose 100 pounds and did all the work and did all the things. And this guy...
he didn't
put the same effort in.
He didn't put anything in there. And you're thinking, dude, why are you even here?
Yeah. I mean, if someone called me up and says, hey, man, you got an opportunity to be on national TV to fight Mike Tyson, it's like, oh, man, I'm going to get my butt beat. Guess what? I'd be busting my bacon off. I'd be running
24 hours, right?
Oh, 24 hours because one, I want to give him a good show, even though I might know what the end outcome. You never know, but
at least do a good show.
Because see, that happened to me when I turned 50.
Right.
When I turned 50, a thing came out for the police games, and they were looking for fighters, and I've been teaching for a long time, and really I got nothing to prove. But I wanted to know if I still had it.
Right.
If I still had it. And I mean, I was training because here I am. I'm 50 years old. I don't know who I'm going to go against. And it ended up, I went up against a 37-year-old guy. And the guy changed it up because I was actually going to do the MMA side. And then the guy changed it up, says, well, I want to do kickboxing. I say, whatever he wants, I'll do.
Nice.
Because there was no one in our weight class.
Well, yeah, there's a few people in your weight class.
And I said, whatever the guy wants to do, I just want to go in and fight.
Right.
That's all I want to do. And I trained my butt off for it. And I went in, and it was one of the funnest times I ever had. It was a blast. Getting in there, fighting, and knowing that. Yeah, I still got it, and it gave you a purpose, and this is why I say I can really relate to where Tyson was coming from. But you don't say that. You don't say, "Hey, I wonder if I still got it," and don't change any part of your life.
That's what I said. I was actually more embarrassed about Roy Jones than anything else. I mean, you looked at him and you said, "Okay, this is a guy who didn't bother to show up."
Yeah.
He was just there as a
had I been Roy Jones and I had that opportunity, man, I would have been giving it. I would have been giving it everything I got.
Well, yeah. And then make a name for yourself for being able to hurt Tyson or whatever, you know. But he did not even show up. I was like, dude, I'm glad I didn't pay for the damn thing. You know what I mean? I was
glad it was just an exhibition fight. Yeah. Damn, that would have been a waste of a beer.
Well, that's what I'm saying. It was just that sad.
But but
Tyson
now,
looked good though.
Yeah, now I focus, because heck, I think I was 55 when I did my last tournament.
I think we were there.
Yeah,
we saw you fight.
Yeah,
I saw you in your padding.
Yeah, and now it's like, hey, I'm good. I got nothing. Now it's, and another friend of mine wrote a thing about, hey guys, you're getting old, man. No one wants to see you guys fight. pass that stuff off to your student and bring them up. Your time is, you done your time. Now.
It's funny that you say that because we were at one of the tournaments, and this instructor was fighting in the tournament. And he was going up against people who were new or weren't that, And we're thinking in our heads, why is this guy doing this? If he wins, he's expected to. If he loses, he's going to lose. Bad. He looks like an idiot.
Yeah.
I mean, I couldn't understand. You're an instructor. You're fighting with people who are obviously not. These are all beginners or whatever else, even intermediate. But still, why would you go in there and jeopardize your name and your,
Yeah.
You just look like an idiot at that.
So now, it's about teaching the next generation. My time is my time in competing is done. Do I miss it? Oh, absolutely. Do I miss it?
Well, that's why I let him be Mookie.
I'm not missing it based off like, oh, I'm going to win or anything.
Yeah.
I miss it because I miss that adrenaline.
Right.
And I don't care
the
really
rush.
if I win I win or lose.
Yeah.
It's that adrenaline.
That rush of getting in there and playing.
That competitive spirit. And so it was kind of I had to.
I don't know if it's really a competitive spirit. I have to kind of disagree with that.
Well, he's young. He's a youngin', and because he's still fighting.
We train, for that 30-second fight that we hope never happens, right?
Well, in the reality of
it, but that's the precursor to why we actually even start training,
right? And
we go into tournaments and things like that just to test ourselves and see, okay, where am I at?
And you know what? You bring it. Great point, and I'm glad you brought that up because that's what I tell all my students.
Yeah.
I don't care if you guys win or lose.
Right.
I truly don't.
Right.
I want to know, can you apply what you learn and make it work? If you win,
that's just an added bonus.
That's an added bonus.
Right.
That's an added bonus. But if you lost, was it because he was better than you,
or did you not pull off your stuff,
or you weren't able to apply what you learned?
Because that's the very thing that we say to our when we go to the tournament.
Yeah.
We go, we're not here to win or lose. We just want to show our stuff out against other.
I actually go in thinking, I hope I lose. I hope this guy is so good that I'm like, no, I lost. Because that gives me more
incentive.
It gives more incentive. It gives me a focus of, okay, what do I need to work on?
It does give you a drive. But you also can't deny that adrenaline is fun too.
Oh, it is. It really is. Yeah.
When the first time he fought with live sticks, he was just having a good old time.
Yeah.
And when he was out there, just, ooh, this is cool.
Yeah, I was smiling. Even when I uki, just feeling, oh wow, that really would have messed me up. Like, and my adrenaline just kind of jumps up, and this big old smile on my face. Yeah. It's so much fun.
Yeah, it is. It is fun. I mean, but my great grandfather was a boxer. My grandfather was a boxer.
Wow.
And of course,
you didn't want to box?
I did a little boxing, but the martial arts is where I kind of found my love. And like I said, most of it though, because it wasn't really about the tournaments. Tournaments came later, and then I found out, those are fun too. For me, though, it was about wanting to defend myself, and it was about, especially in the career that I chose, to be able to make it home at night. And so sometimes while I feel that most departments would love to give their people that kind of stuff. Right. It just isn't cost effective or realistic. Right. So at some point you have to take responsibility for yourself and get those additional skills to make sure at the end of the day you're coming home safe.
Right. It's an investment in yourself.
Yeah, you invest into yourself. And that's kind of where it started, where it blossomed into. That's
just the icing on the cake to say.
But the original seed was I just want to make it to retirement with all my digits.
Yeah, that's another common thing in the martial arts that we talk to. It never started off to where they end up. It was something else, and it became this, and like, I have no idea how I got here, but I'm glad I'm here.
The path that got thrown out in front of me, I'm grateful for. The people that took me underneath their wing. That saw something in me is just amazing. I'm happy. It kind of gives how to say it. It gives you that life beat. You wake up that next day, and this is kind of I've had a lot of students in the law enforcement. Because I teach in the law enforcement side of DTAC, which is a little different. But a lot
for our audience, what's DTAC?
Defensive tactics. Which basically comprises of primarily joint lock, cuffing, control, anti-hand control. But I have a lot of people that will ask me, well, what martial arts should I get into? Should I do Krav Maga? Should I do Tai Chi? Whatever. And I said, you do the one that makes you happy, that when you wake up the next day, you want to go back to.
Right. I think a lot of people aren't sure where they should be in their martial arts, because you see some guys over there that says, this isn't your style you should be doing, because it's not suiting you very well. You can almost pick that out.
Yeah, we are about a 115 now.
Is that? Hey, Josie. Oh, by the way, folks, in case you're wondering why we're looking off to the side, we're actually at Danny's house. You could tell we decided to use his place to make sure that he's got some video time on it. We're trying to show it off for him, so.
He's on his way home. We should be here in about half an hour.
Great. We better we better run.
Yeah, we better run. So
he actually doesn't know we're here.
We snuck in.
The gate was open. We came in. So go ahead.
Yeah, but that's why I tell a lot of people. I say, you find that art, you find that school. You might go to 5 of the same style, but it's that one that when you walk into, you feel like you're at home. Yeah. That makes you feel welcome.
I've been in several different ones, and then when Danny brought this home from when he was in the service, he says, Rick, I have this thing that you got to try. This is better than what we've done in the past. And there's Paquiti Tercio. That's where Danny got, and he got it from Doug. Doug was he was one of Doug's first students. And when he brought it over, I said, okay, let's look at it. And we were like, oh, okay, now I'm hooked. And this is why we are where we're at. We used to do the whole at the park training and stuff like that, and ended up where we're at now. But, yeah, you're right. You do find something, because I was uncomfortable in a lot of the other places that I was at, because it just didn't fit well, and that they were the money hungry people. Oh, to get the test, the belt, people, and the whole. Oh yeah. So I was like, okay, this is not good, and I didn't do anything for the longest time until Danny brought it home.
Yeah, there's a lot of feelings going on in what essentially is an art for self-defense or fighting.
Yeah. And you got to ask yourself, why am I doing this? Am I doing this to be in better shape? Am I doing this to be able to protect myself?
Fortune and glory.
Yeah, I'm doing this because of this or whatever. You got to find, that person has to find what makes their heart beat.
Yeah. And they'll take you down that